Biscotti, an Italian cookie that's baked twice. The main thing that you need to remember is that it is baked twice. The cool thing about biscotti is that you can make it whatever flavor you want. And so today I'm doing an orange, pistachio, and chocolate biscotti. At home you can literally do whatever you want. Plain, you can even put cool sprinkles in there, different types of nuts, different types of dried fruit, different types of citrus zests. You can even do lavender, orange blossom, rose water. There's so many options. So I want to show you that I've already creamed my butter, sugar, and orange zest. So look at how my butter and sugar look. It's orange because of the orange zest that I used. It smells amazing. So now I will add in my eggs and vanilla, and of course scrape. Okay, I'll add 1 egg to start. Scraping along the way. Okay. You see how that's moving around? And I will go ahead and add in my other egg in just a second. Second egg, plus vanilla. I'm going to scrape one more time before I add my sifted dry ingredients. I'm going to scrape one more time just to make sure I don't have anything at the bottom, nothing hiding. Okay. Right now it's still really watery, so we need to make sure the egg is fully mixed in. I love the smell of the citrus. Okay, so I have like a loose cake batter right now. It looks like a loose cake batter right now. And I will go ahead and turn the speed way down, or let's just turn it off. And I will add in half of my sifted dry ingredients. Okay. So once this is almost fully incorporated, I will add in my other half. And just like we did with the chocolate chunk cookies, I will mix it about 3/4 of the way and then stop the mixer. Okay, so I'm looking for 3/4 mixed, 75% mixed, and then I will stop the mixer. And that's about right there, okay? So we still have a lot of chunks, and I will put in my mix-ins now. So I decided, like I said, to do chocolate and pistachio, and I have orange already in here. So I just chopped up some already roasted pistachios and whatever percentage chocolate I wanted to put. And so I wanted to put a little bit of a sweeter variety in there, so we did a 55%. Okay? Let that mix. And let me grab, you see this big chunk right here that's stuck? I want to make sure that that gets incorporated, okay? So whatever's stuck on the paddle, we want to encourage it to get mixed in properly. Oh, I can tell you this smells amazing. Okay, so just let it mix until it's homogeneous. It's a homogeneous dough. It'll look a little dry in the beginning, but you have to just let it mix a tiny bit more and a tiny bit more. Gosh, the smell. Can't resist. Okay, so I'm just waiting to make sure it picks up everything from the bottom. And it has. Okay. Now we will split up our dough into 2 logs. So I have a prepared half sheet pan here. and my gloves are nice and clean. So I'm just going to take the dough off of the paddle, and you can see how well the mix-ins have incorporated into here. And I can really smell that orange as well. This would be good with some tea or some coffee or whatever is your pleasure. Okay. All right. So I'm generally just working it so that I have one big dough piece, and then I will just split it in half. Okay, it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, just approximations. Okay, just get any excess dough that I left, because we are using some expensive ingredients today. The pistachios and the chocolate for sure. Okay, so now what am I going to do with this? Right on the sheet pan that I'm going to bake, I want to make sure to get off any excess small pieces, and I'm just going to do a log shape. Okay, you can do this roll technique if you want. Okay, into a log. So you see? If you want to measure it, I guess you could say it's approximately 10 inches. Okay, but you don't have to do that. Right, so here's one log. Now let's do our second log. Okay. Okay. Just getting it off. Okay. So as long as they are somewhat even when you press them down, you'll be good, okay? So before you actually refrigerate it, you have to use your hand and just press it down so that it's about an inch in height, okay? Okay. So what's going to happen is that these are going to bake the first time. They're going to puff up, and then we will have to slice them and bake them the second time. But first, we're going to put these in the refrigerator so that the butter can get nice and soft. Okay? So for the biscotti, we've already put it in the refrigerator to chill. We've already brushed it with the egg white, and we put a little bit of sugar on top. So now we're ready to put this in the oven. Oven open. Now, again, we are putting this in for the first bake. How do we know that the first bake is done? Once you touch the top of the dough, it should not be very, very soft. Okay? It should bounce back a little bit. In fact, if you want to use a skewer, you can test it to see if it comes out clean. Because you need the cookie to be completely baked on the inside before we slice it and bake it the second time. So I've just taken my biscotti out of the oven after the first bake. And you see how golden brown it is and how it has spread. And then if I touch the top of it, it's firm. If it sinks, if your finger sinks into the dough, that means you have raw dough. And so now we're going to let this cool to about room temperature, and then we will use a serrated knife to slice it. Time to finish our biscotti. We already did our first bake, we let it cool, and now with a serrated knife, slice it to the width of your liking, and we're going to do our second bake. So as you can see here, we laid them out so that they can bake and dry out on each side. What we're going to have to do when we put them in the oven is time it for about 5 to 7 minutes and then take it out and then flip them over. We want these biscotti to be completely dry all the way through so that they last longer on the shelf, so that they are great for dipping in tea and coffee, and they have a great crunch. If you don't dry them out all the way, you could get mold and they might be a little bit soft in the middle. So we're going to do our second bake now.